Opening statement, they came out a little sluggish, in my opinion. Not so much on the offensive end, but on the defensive end. What we worked on the last couple of days was a lot of rotating and scrambling out for each other. And defense, we know, is a bunch of covering up for people's mistakes when we're trying to pressure. And I thought in that first quarter, we forgot to help the helper. We weren't really in tune with each other defensively. Now, offensively, I thought we did some good things. And the players that are coming in here, both our captains and Nell and T-Sol, did a really good job controlling the offense with Nell, and then T-Sol really kind of dominating and doing the things that she needed to play inside. I thought we fouled them too much, right? So too many fouls. Although a few of the fouls, I think could have probably gone either way. But we've got to clean up our turnovers. But I'm really glad to be 2-0, and credit to Holy Cross with how hard they played. And I thought they had a really big uptick in what they're doing compared to their first game. So.
You kind of talking about the sluggish start. At the beginning, they were doing really well. Holy Cross was doing very well in the paint against you. But they had 12 first quarter points in the paint, none in the second quarter. What adjustments did you make that you were able to shut them down like that?
We started to pick up the pressure a little bit on the outside, and then we just kind of subbed around a little bit and had more of a defensive lineup in. So on that same note, I think our offense went down just a little bit in that second quarter as well. But the uptick in defense was because we had more of a defensive lineup and we didn't get beat off the dribble. Because a lot of those first quarter paint touches were us just kind of falling for that shot fake and drive from the high post, or just on ball screen, not really doing a good job catching the roller and then being able to get a high-low off that. So I thought we really made an adjustment there. But then offensively, I don't think that really came around until the third quarter.
Yeah, and backing off of that, would you say that Holy Cross's struggles from outside allowed you to sort of back down in the paint and you weren't biting on the shot fake because you were not as worried about that?
Well, it was really our post players that were biting on that shot fake initially. And no, we didn't want to bite on. We don't want to bite on any shot fakes if we can. We really want to just move our feet and play solid defense. But that, I think, it also was the growing pains of a freshman 4 and 5, because they were the ones kind of getting, they're making them stand straight up and then kind of getting taken off the dribble. I also thought on the boards, credit to Holy Cross, they did a really good job crashing the offensive boards. And I don't think on the flip side, we did a great job rebounding and blocking them out until toward the end of the third and fourth quarter, which, our players felt the difference. I mean, you saw how we started to crash the boards and get after it, and kind of, I think it was almost even on the boards and ended up being 40-29. So we picked it up quite a bit. But we need to start out the games like that.
You're kind of talking about how you started off the second quarter a bit slow offensively. But after that timeout, Taylor Soul in particular really came out strong. I think she had 8 points on 3 shots. What happened during that timeout? What did you say to your team?
To be honest, almost every timeout today was more so geared with defense and rebounding. And so in that timeout, I also talked about, we didn't shoot the ball very well today. So it was more to get to the next part of what we do in our offense and don't feel like we have to shoot threes unless we feel them. But in their defense, I thought they were open for all those shots. So it's hard for me to tell my good shooters not to shoot open shots. And that's where we just got to become, every coach in America, I think early on, just wants their team to be more consistent with everything they do. And that's what I want out of them as well.
Also, Kayla Ivey went down in the fourth quarter with what looked like an ankle injury. Is that anything serious?
I don't think it's anything serious, but she definitely tweaked it a little bit. So I think she'll be fine, but, not worth keeping her out there to play through it or anything in this game.
Okay.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, she'll be okay.
Got anything else?
Speak a little bit about Maria today. She was kind of all over the place. She didn't score, but she was getting blocks, steals, deflections, changing the angle of the player shots when they drove down.
Absolutely. I thought Maria's play inside, she was, like I said, she maybe didn't put up all the points that she can, right? But I think that you saw that she has that mobility with her size and her length. She has go-go gadget arms that kind of stretch out forever. She's easily 6'4", 6'5". And sometimes when you have that kind of height, you don't have that coordination and the other things to go with it. And she showed today, especially some of the catches she made and the grabs and the snags that she had to make interiorly with the rebounding, and even with the passes that we threw, a couple of crazy passes that weren't necessarily right to her that she had to go off her mark to go get. That's what impresses me. And defensively, I think when I can get her to stop, to really not gamble and just play solid and stay straight up and recognize when she can block a shot and when she has to stay straight up. Once we get those two things down with her, she's just going to keep getting better. And I think I saw an improvement from last game to this game without a doubt.
Marnell, she had 9 assists, 5 steals, and 1 turnover. She didn't shoot like she's capable of. What do you see from her?
Right. That's right. I mean, and she knows this as running our one and being a point guard, her points will come here and there. I'm not really worried about that. But 9 assists to 1 turnover, I think that's impressive as it can get. And then all on top of that, to have 5 steals. So that means she was not only pressing and going full tilt, picking them up full court, hustling on the defensive end, but then offensively, she gets the ball in the back court and has to have the presence of mind and the conditioning to bring it up against their pressure, not throw the ball away and dime her teammates. So I was really impressed with the all-around hustle attitude game she's had, and that's what a senior needs to do. That's what a senior point guard should do. And she stepped up and she acted like exactly what she should be, a senior captain that's a point guard.